Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y and Our American TV Show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Adam begs Sally for another chance on the young and the restless today. Sharon pushes Phyllis too far. Conal blames himself for his parents' split up. Editors independently selected every good and service on display, but Soaps.com might get a commission on orders made through its retail connections, and the store might get some auditable records for accounting needs. Following his most recent therapy session, Conal is breakfasting with Chelsea at Society. They talk about her pride in Adam's performance as they wait for him. He realizes Billy hasn't been in touch, and adds she continues checking her phone. Is their relationship in good shape overall? His mother advises him not to give Billy any thought. Right now, he is top dog at the office and busy. He seems not amused when she advises they get his dad a joke breakfast. Conal constantly nagging about Billy not showing up or forwarding humorous videos like he used to. Breathing deeply, Chelsea tells her kid he should get an explanation. Billy and she are on a break. Conal probes further to see why. Chelsea tells him that whatever is going on has to do with several causes unrelated to him. Both Billy and she have hectic schedules and little time for a romance. She thinks people can be happy without a relationship while forcing a grin. Her son maintains certain they would still be together, if not for his OCD, even though he can sense mom is depressed. At the athletic club, Nick and Adam wrap up a conference. When his brother questions whether Adam is alright, he becomes defensive. He performed really well in the conference, yet he looks to be troubled. Nick assumes he knows what it is when Sally walks in, and Adam fixes his attention on her. Adam follows her, urging her they should talk as she approaches the door. Phyllis visits Nick and they see Adam and Sally together. Adam asks Sally for 1 minute, but she believes they have had enough conversation. Adam tells her he should have sought advice on breaking up the relationship. Sally can understand how much history he has with Chelsea and that it is not disappearing. She lacks the will to engage in anything. She is not interested in this anymore. Offering to help wherever, Adam urges her to let him fight. He claims breaking up was a mistake. She tries deciphering Adam's body language as Phyllis and Nick observe Sally and Adam. Although Nick doesn't want to get involved with this, she notes his sibling is exhibiting the poor me behavior. She laments that has never worked for her, and then charges Nick with loving to save women. Their return to their starting point is the sole issue. She cannot find any appeal in that. Sally starts regretting it as Adam and Sally visit Chancellor Park. She knows he will try to convince her otherwise. They go over what he did with Chelsea, and he acknowledges it was fleeting and weak. He makes clear that although he loves her, the mother of his son, it is not quite what he experiences. While what he has with Chelsea cannot touch, what they have together has the lifetime potential. She reminds him it already has. They have broken up before, he notes. The love never disappears. They get back together. She notes that his passion for Chelsea also seems to not vanish either. Sally is aware he will always be someone unable to control his desires. She deserves better and won't be competitive with whatever he has with the other lady. She cannot live with someone like that. Though Sally is confident there is more, the Newman claims it finishes with them having parents. She had to come to terms with the fact another woman knew him as well as she did. He will not be able to leave what he has with Chelsea. She is somewhat happy that Adam has her, as it means someone who sees him the way she did is there to lean on. Chelsea texts Adam reminding him of their breakfast plans. Sally orders him to go and trudgingly leaves. Mariah meets Sharon at Crimson Lights to divide some tasks for the business. Mariah advises her mother to rebook her spa trip since she hopes she would use this to get some rest. Faith needs her there. Sharon insists. Mariah finds her own forgetfulness to be really noticeable. Walking onto the patio at crimson lights are Lucy and Daniel. She is not ready to enter. I really have a fear of seeing Sharon, she says. He peers in to make sure the coast is free since yesterday was not enjoyable. He sends her in to grab a table because nobody else is there and runs to the car to get something. Sharon goes back as soon as Lucy walks in. Lucy freezes right in her tracks. Lucy starts apologizing before Sharon can leave, saying she is working on her letter and community service. She asks Faith whether she might meet to offer her an apology letter. Daniel comes back right away and attempts to send his daughter away, but Lucy begs to see Faith once more. Sharon tells Lucy her worries for Faith are upsetting and stifling. Her daughter wants no relationship with her. It is over and that will not alter. Lucy objects to this and charges Sharon with trying to keep them from hanging out because of Cassie. Daniel long breaths while Sharon turns her head. She informs Lucy this has to do with Faith and safeguarding. Nick arrives as Sharon becomes louder. Your decisions have you in the position you are in, not mine. Am I clear enough? Sharon tells Lucy. Daniel attempts to get her to back off, but Sharon cries that Lucy is facing the worst memory of her life. Lucy flies out the door while Nick rushes over trying to cool things. Daniel reminds Sharon Lucy is only a child even though he informs her she is disturbed. Once Sharon and Nick are by themselves, she says she shouldn't have spoken up, but Lucy calling Cassie was too far gone. She not wants Lucy's toxic conduct around and fills him in on her unhealthy attachment to their daughter. Nick understands, but public tantrums are not helpful. She says Daniel and Heather have not done enough. She is under punishment, Nick reminds her. Since Lucy still demands to see her daughter, Sharon believes it is not working. Angry, she goes out not feeling like she should have to defend herself to him. Nick gives Mariah an instant call. Heather encounters into Phyllis, who looks after Lucy, after stopping at the athletic club. They discuss her adjustment following the accident. The attorney acknowledges she had forgotten what it was like to be a young lurcher. Phyllis tells her they grow out of it finally. Sharon sees them when she walks in and marches over, complaining that she is continually reminded of the anguish their family has inflicted upon her. She says her patience is wearing thin and moans about being accosted by Lucy. Heather is willing to let this slip, but murmurs she doesn't need her guidance on handling her daughter. Sharon strongly disagrees and says she is the only one with the nerve to call out her out-of-line behavior. Phyllis objects to her critiquing of Daniel's parenting, but Sharon flips that back on her. Sharon shouts at Heather as she storms off to talk to her daughter. Sharon is accused by Phyllis of following her family. After they followed her for decades, Sharon claims she is quite justified. Sharon loses it when Phyllis wants to let this go since she obviously is not herself these days. The redhead tries to flee, but Sharon physically stops her and insults her, accusing her of constantly being a bulldozer who pushes ahead and rejects rejection, therefore endangering people's life in the process. Now there is some mini-me version of her running over people's life to get her way. I am going to say this to you once. Get your family to back down now, Sharon commands. Phyllis says this craziness needs to end and whips out her phone when she rushes out. He tells her they should talk when Daniel and Lucy get home. She is aware that implies another lecture and has had enough of those today. She and Sharon did, he believes, terrible behavior. Lucy believes Sharon distances her from her one friend. That's on Sharon and him. She's caught having to deal with his egotistical choices. As they always did, they are wrecking her life. Although Daniel understands he has made things difficult for her, he does not find it acceptable to strike below the belt. She apologizes for her harshness, but she is frustrated. Though they all know this is at work, everyone is behaving as Cassie is off limits. None of them, according to her dad, will overcome losing her. as it has for him. He is convinced it has dredged all kinds of stuff in Sharon. Getting past all of this in Genoa City could prove difficult. Lucy claims her parents always wrecking her life as they cannot stay and face the results for what they do when he advises traveling. She threatens to run away. Why should she be made as miserable as others are insisted on being? They aren't miserable, he says. She still grumbles about Sharon and says Faith and she are friends. Lucy charges her father with believing no one would like her for exactly who she is. Arriving, Heather claims she could hear them down the corridor. Sending Lucy to her room to cool off horrifies her. Heather objects, saying this is never ending. She just ran over Sharon, and there will never be a moment of calm in that town. They therefore demand much more than a week away in Portugal. I could be ready to choose a new town to live in, she says. Adam picks up Chelsea and Connor at society. His son tells him right away that his mother and Billy split up. Adam tells him it has nothing to do with him, but Connor worries anyway. His mother insists the break arose for completely adult motives unrelated to him. Connor turns to ask his father about Sally. Are they also on a break? If they are all on breaks, this has to be about him. Using a soccer comparison, Adam tries to persuade him that nothing he did caused what happened. He has nothing bearing on their behavior. Though they are a team, he is not the reason behind their actions. Their son understands, but they treat him as if he is dumb. Declaring he had to wash his hands, he storms off. Adam thinks he will lose it if they let this continue. They must terminate it before it spirals. Billy had to fix it after he blew this up. Sally leaves a note requesting Billy to contact her back after phoning him in Chancellor Park. She resists tears. Mariah runs across Nick at Crimson Lights. They discuss Faith, and Nick acknowledges that he is beginning to feel as though Sharon is more important than their daughter, wanting Lucy away. Mariah agreed with this. Faith can see Sharon trying to make Lucy the villain. Sharon's not getting any better, is she? He wonders. She tells him she caught herself chatting to herself, and he fills her in on the frequent nightmares. Nick is confident there is something profoundly deep happening. Though Sharon promises she's on top of things, he worries she hardly takes her meds. They go over how they might keep an eye on this. Mariah normally wouldn't advise something so disruptive, but she does have access to find out. If she is ready to do this, Nick wonders. Mariah reports she is. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.